Good morning, besties. Good Sunday morning, y'all. Oh, it's Sunday already. Where does the weekend go? Oh my God. It's hot AF already. Shout out to the East Coast. Let me know how hot it is where you are. How hot is it here? Hold on. Let me see. No complaints. It's extreme heat warning. These conditions are expected to last until 8 p.m. Wednesday, June the 25th. Oh, they expected to last until Wednesday. It's only Sunday damn morning. What the fuck? Ciao. Good luck to us. 83 degrees. The high today is 94. The low is 74, which probably already came. No rain today. Cloudy conditions, which means that it could thunderstorm. That's usually what that means. All right, stay hydrated and stay safe. Those are my words for the day. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. I know y'all looking at that title talking about, girl, what? And I said, it's 85 here and I'm out walking. Oh, wow. My girlfriend went out walking this morning. She called me. She said, I went at 6:30. I said, girl, I need one day where I don't have to get up so early in the morning. Please, girl. But I understand because now I just was out for a second. I got to my grandkids are coming today. So I'm going to have to go out there because I don't believe in keeping kids in the house, child. Not one bit. So we're going to go swimming. And hopefully that will tire them out. They can get something to eat and sit down somewhere and go to sleep. That's the plan. That's how I deal with kids, young kids. So they can get some exercise, get some sun, eat. I'll take them to, I don't know where I'll take them at. We'll see. And then come home, take a bath, lay your ass down till your mother comes. And then you be out of here. Whole day is playing already. But it's all good. Anyway, shout out to Amanai. She said, hey y'all, happy Sunday to y'all. Monday is already here, child. Monday is already here. Do I have to work every day this week? I think I do. Lord help your people. Even though I do have a half a day that I could use somewhere, but I'm a press through. Because I'm pretty sure that I could use those hours at another time and another place for something much, much better. Zeroic said heat wave warning. Yeah, come down to Texas. We may complain about it, but we're used to it. Well, all the complaining that we was doing when it was cold, I think we should all just embrace it because it's just getting started. I mean, it is only June the 22nd. Child, wait till July and August get here, but that's okay because I've been to Vegas in August before, and that was oppressive heat. But I do it again. Trust me when I tell you. Just don't go out to the night and it's still hot out there in Vegas. But I take it. Anyway, so you see the title, right? It is interesting. I thought we may have been done with Tyler Perry, and then I just be sitting here like, what the hell? This is half damn crazy. But it's not even just about Tyler Perry. It's a lot of things that seem to be coming together. And it's like, what is really going on around here? Remember, for those that was here yesterday, and we was looking at the open letter from Baller Alert. And Baller Alert is the one of the Black blogs that speak for Black people. Because I feel like the blogs are who speaks for Black people at this point. And they're embracing Tyler. And how it is that, it's okay for him to be who he wants to be, who he is. We love you. We'll stick by you. We know. We got it. And I'm not saying not to, like Tyler Perry. I'm not saying anything like that. But I just feel like there's a bit of hypocrisy going on. Before we get to it, though, we got to get to some updates on World War III, allegedly. Shout out to y'all that were here last night after Trump dropped a bomb on, you dropped a bomb on me. Shout out to the Gap Band on Iran. And so Pete, he said last night at his conference, if you were here, that Pete would come out and have something to say this morning, and he has. Okay, so we're going to listen to a little bit of Pete because we need to know what's going on. I'll be learning, okay, because like I said, I'm not well versed on this, but if we ain't covering it, then we never going to learn. All right, and if y'all know, let me know what you know. I think JP is here. So thank you so much for coming up last night, and hopefully we can talk again. Well, hopefully we won't have to talk too much about it because hopefully all this resolves itself. But in the future, hopefully you'll come back. All right. So Pete was on at 8 a.m. It's now 10. So it's only been a few hours. It says this is from Boston 25 happening now. Pentagon holding press briefing after U.S. strikes Iran.
Until President Trump. The operation President Trump planned was bold and it was brilliant, showing the world that American deterrence is back. When this president speaks, the world should listen. And the U.S. military, we can back it up. The most powerful military the world has ever known. No other country on planet Earth could have conducted the operation that the chairman is going to outline this morning. Not even close. Just like Soleimani found out in the first term, Iran found out when POTUS says 60 days that he seeks peace and negotiation, he means 60 days of peace and negotiation.
So when Trump talks, people better listen. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Otherwise, that nuclear program, that nuclear capability will not exist. He meant it. This is not the previous administration. President Trump said no nukes. He seeks peace, and Iran should take that path. He sent out a truth last night saying this: any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Signed, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Iran would be smart to heed those words. He said it before, and he means it. I want to give recognition to the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Joint Staff, General Eric Kurilla at CENTCOM, who did a phenomenal job, he and his staff, all of CENTCOM. Policy, across the board, this was a joint effort, and across the Pentagon, effort. Shout
out to men in uniform, child. Focus, I know, I got to focus. My bad, y'all, my bad.
I want to recognize the pilots who flew those bombers, who flew those fighters.
Shout out to the military. That is important.
Who flew those refuelers, warriors. I want to recognize the sailors on those destroyers, in those subs, on those carriers, warriors, all of them. I want to recognize our soldiers doing air defense, base defense, QRF, warriors, all of them. Every American involved in this operation performed flawlessly. And I want to give recognition to our allies in Israel as well.
That's real.
This is a plan that took months and weeks of positioning and preparation
so
that we could be ready when the President of the United States called. It took a great deal of precision. It involved misdirection and the highest of operational security. RP2's power globally with speed and precision.
Child, because all I hear him is saying he's touting himself and Trump. All right, you did that. Move on. Let's hear what this man got to say.
At the time and place of our nation's choosing. This was a highly classified mission with very few people in Washington knowing the timing or nature of this plan. I'll refer you to the graphic on the side as I walk you through some of the operational details. At midnight Friday into Saturday morning, a large B-2 strike package comprised of bombers launched from the continental United States. As part of a plan to maintain tactical surprise, part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy, a deception effort known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders here in Washington and in Tampa. The main strike package, comprised of 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, proceeded quietly to the east with minimal communications. Throughout the 18-hour flight into the target area, the aircraft completed multiple in-flight refuelings. Once over land, the B-2s linked up with escort and support aircraft in a complex, tightly timed maneuver requiring exact synchronization across multiple platforms in a narrow piece of airspace, all done with minimal communications. This type of integration is exactly what our joint force does better than anyone else in the world. At approximately 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time last night, and just prior to the strike package entering Iran, a U.S. submarine in the Central Command Area of Responsibility launched more than 24 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles against key surface infrastructure targets at Esfahan. As the Operation Midnight Hammer strike package entered Iranian airspace, the U.S. employed several deception tactics, including decoys, as the 4th and 5th generation aircraft pushed out in front of the strike package at high altitude and high speed, sweeping in front of the package for enemy fighters and surface-to-air missile threats. The strike package was supported by U.S. Strategic Command, U.S. Transportation Command, U.S. Cyber Command, U.S. Space Command, U.S. Space Force, and U.S. European Command.
Everybody.
As the strike package approached Fordow and Natanz, The U.S. protection package employed high-speed suppression weapons to ensure safe passage of the strike package, with fighter assets employing preemptive suppressing fires against any potential Iranian surface-to-air threats. We are currently unaware of any shots fired at the U.S. strike package on the way in. At approximately
So they came out safe. That's always good.
6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:10 a.m. Iran time, the lead B-2 dropped 2 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator weapons on the first of several aim points at Fordow. As the president stated last night, the remaining bombers then hit their targets as well, with a total of 14 MOPs dropped against 2 nuclear target areas. All 3 Iranian nuclear infrastructure targets were struck between 6:40 p.m. and 7:05 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that's about 2:10 in the morning local time in Iran, with the Tomahawk missiles being the last to strike at Esfahan to ensure we retain the element of surprise throughout the operation. Following weapons release, the Midnight Hammer strike package exited Iranian airspace and the package began its return home.
So Live in Real Life says there was no irreparable damage done. So they out here grandstanding for nothing is what you, is that what you're saying? They out here grandstanding for nothing because they didn't stop anything? I don't know. Y'all tell me, because I'm not, I don't know.
We are unaware of any shots fired at the package on the way out. Iran's fighters did not fly, and it appears that Iran's surface-to-air missile systems did not see us. Throughout the mission, we retained the element of surprise. In total, U.S. forces employed approximately 75 precision-guided weapons during this operation. This included, as the president stated last night, 14 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, marking the first ever operational use of this weapon.
All right, so child, they're just going to be talking about what we already talked about yesterday, as far as I can tell. Shout out to the military, I guess. I don't know if it's good or bad or not. I'll let y'all have that. All right, but anything else that happens, we'll definitely talk about it. And of course, our girl always covering everything that has to do with politics and Trump. Shout out to MICHONDENYSE. I see girl. There she is. She said they say they hit the 3 biggest plants, but not all of them. Yeah, they named them last night, but I don't know their names. Forum or something like that. And I heard it. But then there's other ones as well. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and see what comes up next, because they're going to talk about it. That's not even a question. But we're moving on. That's all I got for that. We're moving on. So let me give you something else that's positive. Okay. Try to help out some people. They don't want no help, child. Melody Hobson and Oprah share why Gen Z is in debt. I mean, I think we know why, but we'll go ahead and let Melody Hobson. So when I always talk about when you want to know about money and finance and get some financial education, I say Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, and Melody Hobson. Always been the 3 people are my go-to people. Melody Hobson used to have a spot in a newspaper, because there used to be a thing, y'all, some of y'all, called a newspaper, where you went and bought it every day and you opened it up and it gave you the news and a lot of other things. And she had an article, or she had her own section in there where she would answer money questions, which I always look forward to that. I don't know why I always look forward to stuff like that, but anyway. So now she's in charge of something. And then she got her own company. She's CEO of somewhere. I forget where. And then, of course, y'all know who Oprah is. So we'll hear what they have to say. See if I can spread any information to those that want to receive it. And if not, that's fine too. But I think I have a good gist of the reason why Gen Z is in so much debt.
Why is this generation having so many financial stresses?
Well, you hit it. The struggle is real.
The struggle is real.
So there are 67 million of them, ages 13 to 28, just to we can establish
that's
who
what
they
we're
are.
talking about.
16 to 28. I didn't realize it was that wide. 16 to 28. That's a lot. 67 million of these crumb snatchers. My youngest is included in that one.
Oh, yeah.
67 million of them. So this is a big group of people. They are going into the world with a greater financial burden than the previous generation before them, which would be the millennials. Almost double the debt of Gen X, which is who I am.
Yeah.
And so this is a real situation.
Double the debt?
Almost double. They go into the world with about $100,000 in debt.
Why do you think that Gen Z goes into the world double the amount of debt? $100,000. I wonder why. How?
And our generation, it was
so
56,000.
It is real. It's not just,
It's not in our head. It's not made up. They weren't frivolous, but there are things that account for it. You talked about student loans. In the last 20 years, college has.
Oh, I know you effing lying. Student loans? Why? I don't understand. I thought everybody knew that that was the way that you're going to get into debt. I'm telling you, Gen Zers, if you're listening, your parents must not have played life with y'all. Did they play any board games with y'all? Any Gen Zers in here? I know Queen of Vibes is in here, but I don't want to single you out, y'all. Anybody else in here did your parents play Monopoly with you? What else did we play? Life and I don't know, just different games that teach you about life. Or did they just say, child, just go watch TV, go watch Barney?
Costs have doubled in 20 years. So that's real. Those are big numbers. And a lot of them are taking out loans to pay for that education. The other thing you talked about is inflation. Inflation was virtually dead for decades.
Right.
And it's come back really strongly in the last few years. So inflation, just the cost of living has gone up much more than it was before. And then you talked about housing. We've also seen big changes in housing prices in this country. And so that has absolutely affected them. As less homes get built and there's less inventory, houses cost more. And that is something that has actually happened. And you've seen that starting.
That's a seller's market. So it always changes from a seller's to a buyer's market. I don't know where the hell it is that these people are where they saying there ain't no houses getting built, because they can't stop making houses in this area. They cannot stop making houses in this area and where my dad lives at, in that area as well. It's like, we don't need trees no more? I don't know what they talking about. We don't need trees no more? We don't need no land over here so you could grow some flowers or something, some corn. I don't know, something. That's why there's deer in our area. There's deer everywhere, foxes, and even bears sometimes. All over the place because they ain't got no place to go. And then people are getting their cars hit by deer. Or deer is running into their cars. You see foxes in the backyard, and ever so often there be bears that be on the loose. And people just be like, why? Oh yeah, maybe because there's no place for them to be because everyone's building everywhere. And there's no place for them to be, so they got to come out amongst us. I don't like that. That's just me.
During COVID, where everything in terms of new homes being built slowed down dramatically.
Mm-hmm. And so a lot of young people are actually changing their attitudes about home ownership.
Child, Oprah could have some better shoes than that. I don't know what, and they probably cost like $5,000. That shit is ugly. But somebody said her hair looked good. Her hair does look good. Her hair always on point.
Which traditionally was the American dream. But what a lot of people now feel like they can't.
So they still want to own a home. It feels a little bit further away. And that is actually proven to be true. Again, the data.
Yeah.
I always like to say math has no opinion. The first time home buyer average age right now is 38 years old.
Wow.
That is 10 years older.
Oh my God. 38. 38. I bought my first house when I was 24 years old, y'all. 38. I was tired of houses by 38. Y'all just starting to buy a house at 38. Oh my goodness. This is too much. I mean, I'm gonna buy another house. It's gonna be like a vacation house, but I'm just saying, like, I couldn't imagine buying a first house at 38. Child, them kids is almost out of here. Because I feel that the only reason to buy a house when I was younger is for family. It's for your family. It's for your kids. So that's why I bought a home, because I had a kid at 23. So I had to buy a house. And they talking about 38. Wow. That sounds crazy to me.
Then Gen X.
Wow.
So we were buying homes in our 20s. They're buying homes in their 30s, living with their parents longer, renting longer. And so there is actual data to show that American dream, that home purchase is further and further away. Here's the other thing.
You're right.
Before they get into the other thing, sorry to keep interrupting. Excuse me. Do you think maybe the later for the homes is because they're not getting together sooner? So you hoe it up in your 20s, and then you have try to get a relationship in your 30s, and then you get together, and then you buy a home together. Could that be the reason why? Or you got a bunch of kids and you can't afford to do it, and then finally later on maybe you can do it or whatever. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I don't know. I just go by the shit that I see on the internet, which I know the internet's not real, but some of it is real. 38. I'm stuck on 38, y'all. And no one even told me to buy a house young. I was just like, well, I can't live in an apartment with a kid. That doesn't make sense. They should have a backyard. They should have a swing set. This is how I saw it. They should have their own room. They should have a space to have their toys, like a playroom. I always wanted them to have a playroom. And then after having another kid, it's like, okay, we got to get a bigger house because there's more people. That's what houses are for, allegedly, in my opinion. Maybe you should have a house first and then have the child. I don't know. I don't know nothing, child. Let me stay in the 90s are over. The 90s are over.
Right. It is real. It's a real thing.
Old. The average age of a home buyer today, average, is 56 years old.
What?
Yes. So I thought about that from the perspective of you're 56 and you have a 30-year mortgage.
Wow.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
The average age is 56 years old right now. So these are real things, but the first-time home buyer, which is, what they want to be, the average first-time home buyer is 38. So this has gotten away from them. The home purchase has been delayed. I still think that it doesn't mean that it's deferred, not something that will be denied.
Okay. Deferred,
and I think that,
but not denied.
Yes, exactly.
But I think just hearing, and I know for many of you, just hearing that it is real, it's not in your head, it's not made up, it's not, the lazy generation. It's statistics don't lie, math doesn't lie.
Right.
Yes. So what are the biggest mistakes this Gen Z generation is making financially, do you think?
Well, I think there are a couple, and these mistakes are the same old mistakes.
Okay.
I wish I could say they were new. They're not. They're repeating the mistakes of prior generations. And some of those mistakes are everything
and
from...
can less afford to repeat those mistakes, don't you
Correct,
think?
because...
Can less afford it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a really, really excellent point.
Yeah.
So one example is just the debt, the credit card debt. Now, the credit card debt is higher, but even if you adjust for inflation, and even adjusted for inflation, it's 25% higher than the previous generation. So credit card debt is higher. But that cycle of multiple credit cards, of paying the minimum payment, this is a lifetime of debt.
Oh, been there, done that. But back when this was an issue in the 80s, when credit card boom, I don't know why it came out to be a boom, right? You had credit cards that were 0%. You 0%. You get credit 0%. They was giving us credit cards in college for a t-shirt and based off of your student loans. It was a trap. It was a trap. I feel like that was worse for us than it is for them. If you know X, let me know that you understand what I'm saying. They said, child, you should get a credit card and you could go buy this, that, and the third, and we'll give it to you at a low interest rate. But wasn't nobody explaining? Well, I mean, my mother explained to me, but I effed it up. That's my fault. She explained all that to me. But a lot of people don't get that explanation, right? You pay that minimum payment, you miss a payment. Child, remember when you missed a payment and the shit shot up to some crazy ass interest rate? They don't have to deal with that. Then you try to call up and be like, oh, my bad, I forgot. Can you bring it back down? They're like, hell no. Them days is over. Those days is over. Now the average credit card interest rate is like 25%. Now that used to be just store cards. I remember one of the first credit cards that we got together, not together, but we got at the same time separately, was a place called Caldor. Y'all ever heard of a store called Caldor, which is similar to a Target at the time? They gave us $15,000 each. We had no business having a $15,000 credit line. You could use it anywhere. It was a Visa or a MasterCard, but it came specifically, it was a Caldor card from that store. That was a lot. For people who ain't have shit, this is before a house. We ain't had shit. They give us 15. They was giving the shit away. They was giving that shit away like it was daggone candy. So I think that we probably had it worse because now they're not giving out no $15,000 credit lines. You can work up to that shit, but they got out the gate was 15 and 20, $25,000. I blame Bill Clinton. I definitely think that was around the time that Bill Clinton was president. Shit was so much easier back then. Queen said, I've always felt constant guilt about still living with my ma. And despite her reassurance that I will reach my goal on God's time, I'm still striving towards the goal of getting at least a decent spot by next year. Well, if you can stay at home, then I say stay at home. Because, child, it's crazy. It sounds like it's crazy out here. Woo, child. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm not saying that it's easy, but I personally think it was worse, especially when they talking about credit cards for us, because you can't do that no more in college. You got to have verifiable income. Ain't no you getting a t-shirt and you getting a credit card. Those days are over. Party said people debt be crazy too. I can't comprehend some of the stuff I've been hearing. Maybe I need to do some TikToks on it because it absolutely is true. It is absolutely true, insane. And you already know, then they got the student loans on the first is the student loans, in my opinion. Still getting student loans, still not recognizing that you got to pay the shit back and that amount that you take only for the 1 year. And then the next year is double that. Then the next year is triple that if it hasn't gone up. Then the overage, you just use it to go on vacation. Then you got to live on campus. Then you got to get the meal plan on campus. Nobody is working to pay that shit off because it's way down the line. Then all of a sudden it's here. And now you didn't get no job that corresponds with how much debt you have. And that's just the student damn loans. Child, that's why I told you. I told them kids, I'm not co-signing shit for no student loan. I'm not doing it. So you probably should do what I'm telling you to do because I'm giving you the information, or you can figure it out for yourself. And they figuring it out for themselves because I wasn't doing it. I'm gonna say it's worse for them because they doing it to survive in the majority of cases. Well, child, what y'all think we was trying to do? What the hell did y'all think we was trying to do? We're trying to do the same thing with a higher credit line. With a very much higher credit line. They ain't giving out credit lines like that no more. They're not out the gate.
This is amazing.
Not out the gate for this age group. Now, I'm not saying nobody's being discriminatory. I'm just saying not for this age group, in my opinion. And the interest rates are just straight up. Ain't no introductory 0%. I mean, there are for some people. No introductory 5.9. Credit cards used to be like 10% or less. Now I'm telling you, average is like 23 or so percent. Crazy. But people still want to get them, right? Mr. Boston said, I remember the housing market allowed people to buy houses they couldn't afford. Yes, it sounds a lot easier said than done. Absolutely. But that's the same thing with everything. They always tell you the max on what you can get, just like with the student loans. They give you more than what you asked for, just like a car loan. You go in there looking for $20,000, they give you 40. That don't mean that you should take 40, but people go and they take it and get themselves into trouble. Just like a credit card, if they give you, just say they give you $20,000, that don't mean that you use $20,000. But y'all, what do I know? I don't know nothing. Shout out to Dre. I appreciate you. He said, Judge Joe Brown said LGBT is the new religion. Look at the traits of a cult religion and compare. Seems he's right. I wouldn't disagree. We get into it. And I need to look that up. If somebody want to send it to me, I'll definitely take a look at that. If when he said this particular thing, if you have it. Thank you for letting me know. Everybody hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Come on, Melody, what else? So the first mistake is paying the minimum payment on your credit card, which because of the big credit card kerfuffle, when did CARD Act come out? I think the CARD Act came out in 2009 or so, where they said you now have to tell everyone, this is part of the babying of America, y'all, too. You now have to tell everyone how long it's going to take you to pay this debt off if you only make the minimum payment each year. Because at some point before 2008, that shit wasn't on no credit card, a credit card statement. You figured the fuck out. You figured out how to get this damn debt, figure out how to pay the fuck off. Then all of a sudden it was like, people can't take care of themselves. So we have to now tell them it's going to, I don't even know. Do y'all even know that that's there? And do people even take a look at that? If you continue to pay the minimum payment, it's going to take you until 2038 in order to pay this debt off. We didn't get an option, but when they returned the money, we could have always sent it back as a payment. But plenty of people took that to go on vacation. I should have done that. JP says they failed to mention economic instability in the job market during their lifetime. Take 9/11, wars in the Middle East, 2008 housing crisis, and the pandemic. They had no chance. Were we not there? I was there for 9/11 and the wars in the Middle East and the 2008 housing crisis. What are you trying to say? We lived through all that. Hell, I remember in the 70s when I was a kid with the damn the gas issue. You could only go on certain days depending on what the last digit was on your license plate. Child, please let's not act like that we didn't go through anything. Please stop this. I hope that's not what you're trying to say.
And just convincing them that debt, that they have to break the cycle on that debt in terms of the number of credit cards they have. As I said, paying the minimum. I bought props for you just to see my own props.
Okay.
This is my life. Green, not fancy.
Yeah.
I used one card. And then my Chase debit card. And that's it, because I don't want any balances. Now,
you don't want multiple,
or paying interest on
multiple
debt.
things.
Yes, I don't want to pay. So, to the extent that everyone, and I know this isn't possible for everyone, to buy something and pay it off, it is absolutely the best way. So you're not carrying that debt. But if you have to carry debt, do not just pay the minimum. Even a few dollars can make a difference. $5 more, $10 more than that minimum payment can take years off of debt, literally years. And so that minimum payment trap is something I'd like to see stopped, because you see something and you think to yourself, oh, the minimum payment is only $20.
Yeah. That's how the Klarna got into that. You can tell that people haven't learned anything or their parents ain't teaching them nothing, because that Klarna shit, which effed them up, which was not a surprise when they were like, oh, well, you can use it on DoorDash, remember? And like a week or two later, it was like, oh, people aren't paying. Oh, you think? All those people that was on TikTok talking about, you can take $4 payments in order to pay off your DoorDash. Food and digested and went through your body and is gone. You still paying that shit off. And then they was like, we're not paying it. Because typically, allegedly, if you got to be using layaway and then you get the shit first, then you're not going to pay it off. We had layaway. Yeah, JP, remember layaway? Good morning, RBN. I see you. Remember layaway, where you didn't get the shit until you paid it off. So where did that go? That was from Kmart, Gaylords. Y'all remember a store called Gaylords? Did y'all know that store? I don't know what else. This was before Walmart. And even Walmart used to have to do it at one point, because that's how people used it. That's how, let me be honest with y'all, okay? Love it, like it, or hate it. That's how the people who are, let me be nice, lower income paid for their children's Christmas. And even people who weren't lower income, but definitely them, they went in there at Thanksgiving. They put all this shit on layaway, which is fine. They put a down payment on that shit, and maybe there was a $5 fee of that. And then they came in there and made regular payments in order to get it out by Christmas. Now that shit is going away. I think layaway was a good thing for those that needed it. But now it's just gone away. Hell, these stores that y'all are naming, they're all going away. Walmart, I don't even know, does Walmart do it anymore? I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, I don't know. But everybody wanted to have everything like everybody else, worrying about the Joneses, allegedly, in my opinion. So I want it now. So all of the I want it now generation, or not generation, but all the I want it now people, is a lot of people in that generation as well. And we all want what we want when we want it, especially women, right? But sometimes you just can't have everything you want when you want it. And then you get into debt, and then you say it's not right, it's not fair. Child, well, who did that shit? Don't say that we didn't go through some shit, y'all. But they also took those options away. Any store that wants to do layaway, I promise you, these people wouldn't want to do it now, because they want what they want when they want it. It's a I want it now generation. I don't know if Melody's going to say that, but I absolutely believe that that is a thing.
On this $1,000 purchase or whatever it is,
paying the rest of your life.
8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah. Wow. I hear a lot of Gen Zers saying going to college was a waste of their money.
51%
are saying that.
Yes, 51%.
And what do you want to say about that? Was it?
It's the best money they've ever spent. There is good debt and there is bad debt. I consider education good debt. And even though it costs a lot and that student debt can be with you for a long time, I want to start with just the fundamental idea, which I know you will agree with. You are learning. And that is something that people can never take away from you, ever.
You know you don't have to pay to learn. Just my thoughts and my 2 cents, right? Obviously, if you're doing something like going to be a doctor or a child, I don't know, something that the odds are that you'll make a significant amount of money. They're sitting up here saying that at least you're learning. I think that's wrong, because you can get on this daggone internet or that daggone phone and Google whatever you want. Now with ChatGPT found out whatever the hell it is that you want. You don't have to go into debt for that. I just found this thing at work, actually, because they're trying to, they got the schooling thing for us. Excuse me, my boss has been trying to get me to go. And I don't know if I told you that. I was looking at that shit like, nigga, I'm not paying for shit. I'm not paying for this. But I found something that they will pay for completely, so it won't cost me anything, and it's going to be geared towards my YouTube channel. I was like, yeah, I'm going to take this. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take this and take this course and help out my social media, and I don't have to pay shit. I'll do it, and I can do it at work. That's something that someone should be looking for, some shit like that. I could do more with project management stuff, which maybe I'll do that because they'll pay for that. But no, they got stuff on there to go to college, and then I got to pay for it. Like they'll give, like, I think it's $5,000 something every year. Child, no, I'm not doing that no more. No, if it don't work with this associate's degree, it's just not going to work. If it's a certificate and they pay for it completely, then I do it. Other than that, nah, I got enough student loans, paying them off 2 years. 2 years is my plan, and I'm be done with it.
Gift of an education is something that is a gift that keeps giving. And so I really want to make sure we understand the most fundamental piece of it. And I think the smarter person goes through life with better decision-making, better socialization. I could get
better discipline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, having to achieve something like a degree. The worst thing you can do, you go to college, you take on student debt, and you don't graduate. That's the kiss of death. Because you don't have the degree and you have all the debt. It'd be better not to go to college. Because in that situation, you don't have the debt. But if you go and you fall short of the degree, it is
now you don't have the degree?
Correct. Now, here's the thing about the degree. There is a direct correlation between how much education you get in this society and how much money you make. So if you graduate from high school, you make one amount. You graduate from college,
make another.
You do make more. You get a master's, you make more than that. This is just a fact. I can show you this across all sorts of fields. However,
then who are these people that be complaining on daggone TikTok? Laura makes a great point, child. That used to be a thing too. Do your banks offer you that anymore? There was a Christmas Club account where you could start out at any point and put money away into the Christmas Club account. Then you get it around Thanksgiving, and then you take that money that you've already saved and you go buy shit for Christmas. Remember, we was talking about Christmas this past year and how much debt people were going to go into, knowing they were going to go into that debt. Like the news or whatever we was watching just glossed over that shit. No, I heard that loud and clear. Melody, I love Melody. I do. I listen to her. But this thing about getting a college degree is wrong, in my opinion. And she can say that you can get, I didn't need my associate's degree to be where I'm at right now. I didn't need it at all. I did it because my job said that you should, because that would make you better. That was a long time ago. And then after 2 years and I saw that amount of debt, I said, fuck y'all, I'm done with this. I'm not doing it. I got the associate's degree. That's enough. Didn't need it one bit. Especially for what it is that I've done over my career. So I don't agree with her. If she pointed out specific, professions, then maybe. But y'all, don't tell these people that. Don't tell these people that. I mean, believe her if you want to, but I'm telling you, if you're not getting the right degree, and if you just come, well, let me rephrase, especially if you just at least just got the degree and then you didn't spend the rest of the money on living on campus and getting the food and the fees and all the other rest of that stuff, maybe that would make a difference too. Because living there is making, I never understood why people who went and lived on campus and then their house was 3 miles away. It's like you spending all that money just to live here. Oh, because you just want the college experience, which a lot of people do. A lot of people I know are still going to school, are still in school. Hell, one of my friends, she's much younger than me. She's 30 some odd years old, just graduated with a second MBA, child. Maybe it's helping her. She don't be complaining. She be living her life and everything. But I'm just like, child, how much MBAs do y'all need? Whatever.
The gap isn't as wide as it was before. And some other areas like trades, the trades jobs also because of scarcity that we've had in this country, they're making really good livings.
Yeah, we're going to talk to some people doing that.
Without going to college. So I just want to say, but even to get a
Hold on. What's she saying about blue collar? Hold on.
Jobs also because of scarcity that we've had in the States and as wide as it was before. And some other areas like trades, the trades jobs also because of scarcity that we've had in this country, they're making really good livings.
Yeah, we're going to talk to some people doing that.
Without going to college. So I just want to say.
Oh, positivity about those of y'all that are blue collar. Shout out to our blue collar workers. Shout out to Amanai. She said, yeah, it's not like that anymore. You need the paper or to know someone higher up there. You could do good by like you said, knowing someone, probably better even than you do with a degree in some fields, I should say. Obviously specialized places is one thing, but like for what I do, where I'm at, you better off, we better off knowing people. And especially as we all venture off into different companies, it's amazing. It's better knowing than it is with a degree. It doesn't matter. We don't need no degree. You're absolutely right. And for Party, I agree with you. About her information. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I think it needs to be like thought through what it is that she's saying. And I just feel like because I was going to say earlier, like she's saying the same stuff that I've heard the whole time that I've been listening to her all my life. And now I'm listening and I'm like, you might want to change that a little bit. I don't care what them numbers say. Just if you just think it through for a second, you might want to change that up a little bit. Shout out to RBN. I appreciate you, honey. Said I have a master's degree before I became a critical care respiratory therapist. Okay, critical care. You was one of those people that we needed during the pandemic, huh? Which was an associate's degree. Oh, before healthcare, I never earned over $50K with an MBA. But when healthcare associates almost tripled. All right, big money grip. RBN got all that money, child. Always working for the
this is amazing
man.
What the what? What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. And that's on who? Man had a little lamb. Okay.
Shout out to a high value man, RBN. I thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you. Party said, I've been working for 15 years. My sister been in college that same amount. Goodbye. Who in the hell needs to be in school that damn long, y'all? Like, when are you progressing with your life? That sounds crazy to me. No shade against your sister, child. I'm just saying. Prime, hell, the guy who picks up trash makes more money. And that's one of the things that Mr. Messi used to do, is be a sanitation worker. And other people, would like to talk negatively. Other people. Awesome.
You're awesome.
And other people would want to talk negatively about blue collar workers. But like I always say, because
You're awesome.
Because I know so many and I've been one myself. You need blue collar workers in order for the United States to run. In order to get your goods and services, for the most part, that's what you need blue collar workers for. And people don't want to. Can you imagine People don't want to recognize that. Can you imagine how much sanitation workers must make in New York City because they have to go at night because the traffic is so bad? They gotta be making so much money up there. They have to be. They have to work at night, from what I understand, because of the traffic, and to hopefully potentially get through. But it still takes them forever because obviously the city is humongous. The trash is crazy, and then they still got to maneuver through everything. That would be a great profession to have. Do you think anybody necessarily thinks a sanitation worker first? I'm thinking they don't. Thank you, RBN, for another 5. He said, this woman is lying about degrees equal higher pay. I know firsthand. I agree. This is stuff she's been saying since before. And now that we know how things are, especially with regard to student loan debt and the issues with that, I feel like she needs to change that message up a little bit. Back in the 80s, maybe. Now, I don't know about that, especially with so many people being laid off, which we see every week. Shout out to Orlando Minor. Maybe I'll bring up one of his videos because he just had somebody else just getting laid off. College degree don't guarantee a damn thing. Mr. Boston said that's kind of misleading. There's just as many broke people with degrees than those without. It's Starbucks, DoorDash. Let's not forget Ubering. I think those are fine things to do. I encourage, I think Starbucks is a good company. I don't care what anybody says, not because I like the food or anything, but I just think that they are a good company. Now, since the pandemic, they asked us close at 8 damn o'clock. So you could be conceivably home by 9. You're going to stay busy because people are always there. I'm pretty sure they got opportunities to move up. I've never looked that much into it, but I'm just saying, I just feel like
this is amazing.
I just feel like there's opportunity there, and people will look at it differently. But I also know that there's opportunity at McDonald's as a person who used to work there as well. And then I've seen people move up to team leader, shift manager, and you can make money from that too. But if you aren't doing what you need to do in order to do that, you don't need no college degree for that. They're going to send you to the damn school.
This is amazing.
In order to get what you need, in order to do what they need you to do. But y'all, let me fall back on that. Good morning, Boo. He said, "Get it, girl." Thank you, Trent. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Thank you, Trindad, for 10 memberships. I appreciate you. Child, thank you for the gratitude.
Gravity, why is it $44? Who is gravity? And why is it $44? It's the tip. The tip. Y'all just put that shit on there? Yeah. All right.
You're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome.
And I don't even know. And I just want you to know I love you too.
I cleaned your house. It took me 6 hours to clean your house yesterday. I changed my number for you. I take care of your 5 kids. I push your 5 kids out my pussy. With no medicine. Natural births, breastfed off on your kids. You're not going nowhere, Savon. You're not going nowhere. You're not. Till death do us part. Till death. Somebody has to die before. And I swear to God, nigga, if you die, I'm coming with you. If I die, I'm taking you with me, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna have you but me. Ain't nobody gonna have you but me. I don't give a fuck, nigga. We've been together 9 years. 9. It's gonna be 19. It's gonna be 90. It's gonna be 9,000 years. You're not going nowhere. Exactly, my son said, stay away. Stay away from our dad. Our leave our family alone. It's worse enough we black. I'm not gonna be no statistic.
ain't going nowhere. Now with another 5. I appreciate you, boo. Anybody that got a membership, please make sure you thank Trinidad. That's 15 memberships. Shout out to you, hon. I appreciate you. Shout out to all of y'all still being here through this foolishness. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Shout out to Dre. Appreciate you. He said degrees are great only if it falls in line with Bureau of Labor job and pay projections. Instead, most get passion degrees, also known as a wall receipt. And because it's what everyone else is doing, and they want to be a part of something and other people so badly that they just going to do what they do and think that that makes them superior than anyone else, right? And then turn around and be in front of Joe Biden's White House at the time talking about my kids can't go to college because no thought about the long-term implications of anything typically. Thank you so much, Dre. I appreciate you. Thank you, Trinidad. He said, ma'am, cans outside cannon. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, sir. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, this is only one more second. Yo, I got that clip straight from TC. Shout out to TC. You hear him laughing in there. I've seen it before, but as soon as I saw it yesterday or Friday, I was like, oh yeah, I'm snapping that. For sure, I'm sniping that. Child, half damn crazy.
But even to get to be a member of a trade, you have to have some education.
That's right.
Certification.
That's right.
You have to apprentice.
It depends. If you want to get a CDL, all you got to do is go get the damn book from the daggone DMV or whatever it is it's called in your area, study that shit, and continue to go back and get your license updated and get more endorsements. That's all you need, and you could be out here on the road, okay? You don't necessarily have, like, if you want to be a plumber, I guess you go to plumbing school, I don't know. Like, you can't just go out here and be a plumber. But you can definitely get out here in these streets if you have a car and a license and do some things. So keep that in mind.
You know, there are things that you have to do. So there's still an investment that you have to make in time and oftentimes money. It just may be different than a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to tell you another example of just why this education is worth it. If you just look at unemployment statistics today, now we have virtually full employment in this country at 4%, meaning most people want to work do. If you have a degree, that unemployment number is under 2%. Right now, because we have virtually full employment, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But when you start getting into periods where people are losing a lot of jobs, the person with a degree is more likely to work.
Shout out to the 106,000 that lost their jobs. Excuse me. I think maybe some of that information needs to be updated, but what do I know? Shout out to Melody Hobson. And I will try to take a look at some of these other things that Oprah has out here, especially if it's helpful monetarily, because shout out to everyone who is here. You know, they can deny it all they want to. Black people got some issues. What the hell do I have on my shirt? Damn, I can mess up a shirt, y'all, in a heart damn beat. Is that from my juice? Oh, you know what that's from? I know what it's from. All right. Anyway, moving on, child. Let's get into this. Drag is the new. Okay, I'm sorry. ABCD is the new. I know y'all saw this, right? I know y'all saw this, right? So this is Pastor Jamal Bryant sitting down talking to Cam Newton. So this is his own thing, meaning Jamal Bryant. So he's proud of this. Child, let's take a listen to this mess. And then, gentlemen, I would like you to know, I would like you to answer for us. What would you do? WWYD.
Legs, man.
Oh, man.
And they lanolated.
Man, listen,
I mean,
I'm back working out.
You put shea butter,
It's amazing.
Jergens.
Oh, you see that?
They glowing in the dark.
I'm just
Y'all
nourished.
zoom in. Do not skip leg day.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Sometimes you got to remind people, like, you know, it's okay, but the work has to be done.
Oh, listen, it's evident. It pays
you know
off.
what I'm saying? I'm back eating right, trying to live right.
Yes.
I done purged my tongue since last speaking with you.
Yeah.
So I don't curse no more. I try not to curse no more. I had a flare up the other day, but
Yes.
who's keeping count?
I'm not.
Other than that, man, life's good.
You got pretty legs, man.
Okay, in case y'all had missed that at the beginning, that's how that started. Yay! Okay, yeah. I'm just saying. Now, this is the passer talking to Cam Newton. You got pretty legs. Now, what would y'all do? Thank you, Trini says she is full of ish. This is a genderalized convo. A genderalized. Oh, shout out to a genderalized child. Whoops. I don't think I've heard that word before. It is definitely for, Black women. It's definitely geared towards Black women. That's how I see that. Yeah, you should go to college. Yeah, you should go to college. So just forget all the shit that we've been paying attention to throughout the Biden administration and even before that. But just keep going to college. Keep going to college. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. RBN said Jamal Bryant is the devil. I don't necessarily disagree. Sid said, okay, shaking my head. Yeah. Trent said he won't be there. If pastor said this to y'all, if the pastor said this to y'all, this is what y'all's answers are. What are they wearing, child? Listen, that's a whole different thing, child. Dusty said that's sassy. I wouldn't agree. I'm not going to bring that up, Trent.
Awesome.
Why are they crossing their legs like
You're
this?
Awesome.
I don't know.
Awesome.
I didn't even think about that part.
You're awesome. You're awesome.
Purging the tongue.
You're awesome.
Child, I don't know.
You're awesome.
Oh,
You're
no.
Awesome.
Shout out to
You're
Decline
awesome.
Management. I agree with you. He said, tell the kids to take bookkeeping at community college. Child, as a person who can barely add, subtract, I can multiply though, but add and subtract things that ain't even my paycheck, that would be a good thing to have. I took an accounting class one time when I was in college. I hated it. I struggled. I got to see. I struggled. I couldn't figure out credits and debits to save my life. That's not where I need to be. I know that's not where I need to be. But I think that's a good idea. He says it's a gateway to other inexpensive business classes. Shout out to you. I think that's a great idea. Dusty said they both sassy. Party said stop the show. Listen, this is real, y'all. This is absolutely real. Shout out to Skinny Boy in the building. No Florida slanders thus far, boo. No Florida slanders thus far. J-Dub said, nigga, what? Exactly. It's crazy. Blue collar workers are the best. I agree. Blue collar and military. Shout out to them both. Always give them respect. Not the shorts are workplace violation. He in the pastor's office, I guess. I didn't know these two talk. Not that I would know that. Trinidad, thank you for another 10. That's 25 memberships, y'all. Oh, goodness. That's 25 memberships, y'all. Please make sure you thank Trinidad. If you did get a membership, make sure that we are following our bestie, Full Drinking and Half Thinking. If you don't know, now you know. Let's go ahead and make sure we support our content creators. We got to get him monetized. We need 1,000 in order for him to get monetized. Let's make sure that we follow our bestie because he's over here supporting me and y'all. Yes, the tip, meaning money, nothing else. Thank you so much, Trent. I appreciate you. Thank you for always supporting me. Shout out to J Dub. He said Jay Bryant should have followed up pretty much. Oh no. I thought about doing that today, Zeroic. I promise you I thought about doing that today. I'm going to do that. Because sometimes TQS will come through on because managing moderators can change the chat to members only. He always does that over there. So managing mods, you have that ability to change the whole stream if it ain't going the way that it needs to change it to members only. They do that over there all the time. Shout out to TQS and Theo Coop. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, exactly. That means money. That means money. Okay. But let's hear this mess one more time.
Man. And they lanolated.
Man, listen, I'm back working out.
You put shea butter, Jergens.
Oh, you see that?
They glowing in the dark.
I'm just Just
y'all
nourished.
zoom in. Do not skip leg day.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Sometimes you got to remind people, like, you know, it's okay, but the work has to be done.
Oh, listen, it's evident. It pays
you know
off.
what I'm saying? I'm back eating right, trying to live right.
Yes.
I done purged my tongue since last speaking with you.
Yeah.
So I don't curse no more. I try not to curse no more. I had a flare up the other day, but
Yes.
who's keeping count?
I'm not.
Other than that, man, life's good.
You got pretty legs, man.
So Dane C says, what's wrong with one man complimenting another? Dane, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't have a problem with a man complimenting another. I really don't. I really don't. But I'm sorry, this seems weird to me. You really got some pretty legs, especially given what I'm about to talk about. I feel like there is an agenda. So the title is courtesy of Mr. Messi today. Okay, he's the one that sat there this morning as we were talking, saying that ABCD is the new race, because it's all over the place. And I don't have a problem with ABCDs. I really don't. I really don't. But I don't like when people push something on people, and then when you don't necessarily agree with it, then want to call you names for it or say that there's something wrong with you. I don't have to accept everything about anything, and I don't have a problem with saying that. I love my friends who are ABCD. Even they know that there's an agenda that pushes too far, and we're going to get to it. It pushes too far. This man is a pastor too, allegedly, of a mega church down in the ATL. He don't seem to be concentrating much on pastoring to me. He don't seem to be doing a lot of pastoring lately. He's doing a lot of politicizing. And part of the reason that we have all this ABCDism out here is for politic purposes, specifically on the side of Democrats. Say I'm lying. So Black people, let's bring it back to Negroes, okay, are so into the Lord, are so into church, and want to say that they are so religious, and yet they will go along with this agenda that's clear, because what's more important is a political stance. The Democrats, that agenda is more important than where it is that, you know, daggone well, let me not say Z's because child, I don't know, but for X and boomers, you definitely was in church. And even if you thought somebody was ABCD, you best not say nothing about that. I'm not saying that they weren't Democrats, but now they're like, oh, it's okay to be ABCD. We fighting for ABCD. Oh, you fighting for ABCDism? So you fighting for illegal aliens as well? All this fighting and still don't have shit, from what I can see. All this fighting and still don't have shit. Allegedly. So I'm just saying, like, there's nothing wrong, but I just think that that's strange. And I'm telling you, with Mr. Messi, you're not going to come through as like our pastor for the church that we go to. He ain't going to come through there and say, nice legs. I feel like there's a time and place, and then something being appropriate and something being inappropriate. Let me put it this way. In this climate right now, and the pastor saying to a woman, oh, you got nice legs, it's depending on who the person is, whether that's going to be acceptable or not, in my opinion. How dare you objectify me? Who do you think you are? You're looking at me, actually. Then they'll be on TikTok talking about, no man takes me seriously, and I can't go on a date. Topsy-turvy, because there's no consistency with regard to anything, no rules with regard to anything. It's a everything goes kind of place right now. But that's just my 2 cents. Thank you, Dane. Shout out to Chris. I appreciate you. He said if Will Smith can get away with it, why not? Oh, no. What did Will Smith do besides slap, what's his name? I don't know what Will Smith did. I'm not really sure what you're referring to, because everyone always has called Will Smith ABCD. People have been calling Will Smith ABCD since he was younger. He's from Philly. I know. Why? He was allegedly messing with Tisha Campbell's ex-husband. I forget his name. I'm just saying. Thank you, Trent.
This is amazing.
He said men don't know how to speak anymore. Dane C, go to effing bed. People think that that the way they care zero about kids. Oh, we know they don't care about kids. We already know no one cares about kids. And it's more important for the victim, the perpetrator to be absolved before the victim. Y'all don't think that's ass backwards? There's a lot of ass backwardness that's going on around here lately. For sure. And it's half damn crazy. Thank you, Trent. Shout out to Chris. Appreciate you, honey. He said, we're going to probably have more of this because it's more women going with women because women in Iraq are more better? Women in Iraq are more better? I never heard that. All right. That's something else that we got to keep an eye on, clearly. I did not hear that. Thank you so much, hon. Levin in real life says, Cam Newton can't go against women nor rainbow men. Probably not. Awesome. He's very what is the word? I don't know. Just I feel like sometimes is Cam on something like allegedly and just coasting life or something. I don't know. Something about him. I don't know. But whatever. Yeah, Jim, you got nice. Goodbye, sir. Shout out to RB and appreciate you. He said things that couldn't destroy black men. Slavery, Klan, crack, the crime bill. The conveniently forgot about crime bill, but trying to turn black men gay from the cradle working. I don't disagree with you. Dwayne Martin, yes, that's who it was. Oh, they've been allegedly messing around. Hell, allegedly Johnny Gill has been ABCD for forever, which he might be. But, let that man live. Leave these people alone. But do we have to have all this shit shoved in our faces and we got to accept it? We got to go along with it? I don't have to go along with anything. I don't, and I'm not going to. I'm not scared from anybody with regard to none of it. Shout out to Kev G being a member for the month. He said, hell nah. Yo, I totally forgot about that one. Did we play that the other day? I'm not really sure. Let me see if I can find that.
And we're done. We're finished.
Shout out to Big Tiff for that and her $100 book, allegedly. We'll talk about that in another time. So I saw this yesterday on the Neighborhood Talk. So this is KWN, right? I don't know if y'all know who this is, but it's a new artist. It's a KWN for real, tongue down Kehlani, then turn around and drop the biggest project of 2025. Okay. So this is who is being touted now. Okay. I don't know who this person is. Y'all let me know if you know who this person is. The music sounds good. So I'm only going to play very, very little bit of it because obviously I don't want the copyright strike. Okay. Let me acknowledge Chris first. Thank you, honey. He said women interact with each other more better. I don't. I definitely don't. And if they allegedly do, it's until a man is involved. If they getting along, they might be getting along, but it's until a man is involved. Trust me when I tell you. Then all that shit goes to shit. Okay. So I guess this is Kehlani, the person in this video. First of all, this person looked like they 3. Like they really look like they're very, very young. And then you see what's going on here, right? This is a video, I guess, child, for this new R&B person called KWN. I have no idea what this stands for. Okay. Do I smell a Best New Artist Grammy? KWN's really needs her flowers today. This EP has no skips. Did you hear that? Her flowers today. This music sounds very Chris Brownish to me. Shout out to Chris Brown. Give that man his flowers, right? This person is, what is it, androgynous, if you ask me. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, because let me tell y'all something. Okay? I would never know a man that looked like this. I would never know a man that looked like this. I don't have a problem with saying that. Not this girl right here. You know what I'm saying? Look at these clothes. Them clothes is weird to me for a man or a daggone woman. I know fashion is subjective, I guess, right? This is the person. Yeah. I guess it's a girl. This is This is a girl. Shout out to the colors.
This is amazing.
Shout out to the colors. KWN is bringing back real R&B. This album is spectacular, and this is only side A. Everyone should be very scared. I agree, but not for these reasons. I'll come back to that so everybody can see the video. So I thought it was a man. But this woman, this androgynous looking woman, I think it's androgynous, right? Is smacking down all these ladies. So all the women, all the black women are down for the cause, child. That person looked like they might be mixed as well. H-Mob says, hold on. H-Mob says, I know who this is. She's from the UK. Making her way. Okay. So it's a woman. No, the music sounds good. Trust me when I tell you the music sounds good. But I'm talking about what they're showing and what we're looking at, because if you didn't know, you might think it's a man, but then it was a question on whether it's a woman, and then it's a question on age because she looks so young. For this, don't blame Donna Summer for this. You gonna do what I say. You gonna do what I say. Macking down all these biatches. Macking down all these biatches, okay? Pretty aggressive. Wow. And you're supposed to accept it, okay? So when your kids is watching this, because your kids probably know who this person is, and then they see these videos, and then they do what they see in these videos, y'all can't get mad because you're okay with it. KWN 10 out of 10. If y'all still sleep after this, I'ma just consider you tasteless. You see who's making these comments? Black woman. Black woman, black woman, black woman, black woman, black woman, black woman. But then we'll be real quick to call y'all ABCD when you don't do what they want you to do. Say I'm lying. KWN is truly the future of R&B. Look at that. Just when y'all didn't even know this is what you needed. I want KWN children. I don't give a F. We're going to change the law of physics and biology. DW girl. I don't know what DW means, child. I'm old. They're gonna, this woman, another black woman, wants children with KWN. How in the hell is she gonna have children with KWN, Bueller? How in the hell is she gonna have children with KWN, Bueller? I'm just saying. We're gonna change the law of physics and biology. Oh, they're just gonna change biology now so that they can have kids with KWN. I tell you. Do the unspeakable thing that you said. KWN and Leon Thomas got R&B in a full Nelson right now. I don't know who Leon Thomas is. I don't know if y'all know who that is. I don't know. So now she could just nod her head and another woman is just going to come on down there to her. And then they're going to change biology so that women can have kids with women. ABCD is the new race. Shout out to Trinidad. He said they already taught the kids home life. Y'all okay with that? Bi, tri, drag, guess y'all okay with it. I don't know who y'all is, but y'all ain't including moi. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just saying. This is what's going on. So this came from the Neighborhood Talk. So if it's on one blog, it's on the rest of them as well. Let's not act like colors don't get their daggone information from the blogs, right? You know, you're not allowed to say anything against any of this. You're supposed to go along with it. You're supposed to be happy for it. You're supposed to support it. Okay. Moving on. Let's go to, wait. Should we get a wooden? No, let me go ahead and show you this. Let me go ahead and go right to this one. Then we'll get into Tyler Perry after that. So the Oregon House of Representatives, anybody here from Oregon? Anybody here from Oregon? We got to leave the 90s and the night. Jim said I missed the 70s. Shout out to the 70s though. I agree. So this is the Oregon House of Representatives. What an absolute circus. Their 100% serious clown show. Party is by Oregon. Okay, well, you can go over here if you need to. So that's Aretha Franklin, so I can't have the music, but you hear It's a Deeper Love. And this is what they were doing at the Oregon House of Representatives. Go girl, go girl. Oh yeah, this is like a drag show at the opening of the House of Representatives. Who approved this? Who approved this? Split! Look at them cheeks. Cheeks to the float. Cheeks to the float. Yes! Yes! So Michael said that Oregon is cooked. Trust me, if it start in one place, it will go on to another place. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. Nicole says, what purpose does this serve? It's all inclusivity. You know, they got to do this before they have their thing started, whatever you want to call it. Their Oregon meeting, child, whatever it's called. This is what they got to do, child. What are we talking? This makes sense to me. What are y'all talking? You're supposed to accept this. This is what's going to happen before any of your representations happen in your states. Be ready, specifically if they're Democratic run. Because I had to look this up and see what the makeup was. And it's like, I think it's like a 60-40 split on Democrats to Republican, mostly Democrats. So I'm sure you know who voted for this. So we're just supposed to accept this and say that this is fine, this is okay, child, it's not a problem. And then if we say anything against it, then that means that we are allegedly homophobic, which I'm not. But that don't mean that I got to accept all this stupid foolishness. What was the point of this? Who asked for this? And how are they so comfortable in doing this? Like, I don't get it. Because I'm reading the room. You go, girl. I'm reading the room and I'm feeling like they're not moving, they're not swaying, they're not dancing. So you just needed this opportunity just to be seen and heard? So you just take any old thing in order to be out there? Yeah, I figured as much as Oregon. But then it's also mostly Democrats. So they think that they're helping something. So actually, thank you for saying that. So white people think that in order to appeal to Black people and make them happy that they got to have drag shows, I guess. Maybe that's the message. We gonna help you coloreds. We gonna let y'all open up and, you know, be able to get in front of the House of Representatives before we open. And you can showcase yourselves and your talents and know that we accept you the way that you are by doing this. How come ain't no white people ever doing this type of shit like this, Bueller? Maybe I missed it, child. Y'all send me the video. Let me know. How come there's not white people doing this shit in front of the Oregon House of Representatives or any other representative? Do they know about a time and a place? Are they not interested in it because it's inappropriate, because they don't need to do all this, because they don't need to be seen? I don't know. Child, I can't. Anyway. So over here from the New York Post, it says drag queen performance celebrating Democratic resolution on Oregon House floor draws backlash, political theater. So this looks like it happened around June 17th or 18th. Two drag queens sashayed onto the floor of the Oregon House of Representatives and delivered an awkward, over-the-top performance for lawmakers Wednesday morning, with one Republican official decrying the charade as pure political theater. The bizarre fiasco erupted on the chamber floor in honor of a Democratic resolution recognizing the artistry of Black drag performers in the Beaver State. Goodbye. in the Beaver State, Representative Travis E. Nelson told the Post. Let me see what Travis Nelson looks like. Travis E. Nelson. Images. Of course. This Travis, y'all. This is Travis. Anyway, let me go back. The Democrat is the first Black LGBTQIA plus House member. Am I surprised? Are we surprised? Mr. Boston says they just using Black people to do what they really want to do. Black people have become today's society test dummy. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. And falling for it, hook, line, and fucking sinker, wash, rinse, repeat. What does this do to help anyone? What does this do to help the Black community? What does this do to help with any, like when people are talking about reparations or anything for Black people in order to help them in this racist society? How does this help? How? What does it do? I need somebody to tell me. Matt Goldie said the modern day minstrel show. You can't say that. That's racist, child. You can't say that. Child. Video of the flamboyant display captured the two queens, one sporting a bright yellow shimmery jumpsuit with the other rocking a rainbow-hued one piece with a blue wig, lip-syncing to Aretha Franklin's A Deeper Love while dancing wildly and jumping up and down around the chamber for nearly 5 minutes. Rest in peace to Aretha. Aretha Franklin. I'm not sure the founding fathers envisioned taxpayer-funded legislative chambers being turned into platforms for political theater, Rep. Dwayne Yunker posted on X. The House floor is meant for serious debate, lawmaking, and serving all Oregonians, not partisan spectacles designed to push cultural agendas. If this feels more like a performance than governance, you are not alone. Shout out to Michael Jackson. There's a still for you. There's a still for you. Many blasted the performance as a waste of taxpayer dollars and a mockery of womanhood. I demand a full accounting of every penny paid in salaries for this fiasco, with every cent refunded to taxpayers. We're not bankrolling public workers to gawk at drag shows. They can do that on their own dime and time. Another outraged commenter said parents are doing all they can to clean their school, and elected representatives are doing this in the House of the people. No words. Yikes, I'd like to unsee that hot mess. One person who was in support of the performance said, "Slay," with pride flags included in the post, with another saying, "Drag shows aren't meant just for kids." I know you fucking lying. Drag shows are not meant for kids in any way, shape, or form. I just went to one on last Sunday. It's not for kids in any way, shape, or fucking form. I don't care what anybody says. And I said that Aretha is turning over in her grave. Straight Black men stand up against this bullshit. I don't disagree with you. But you got to support the Oregonians, who are mostly white, just like somebody said. And then you got the one Black ABCDer who says, yeah, we need to do this. So they're going to go along with it. Because if they don't, then they're going to be labeled allegedly as homophobic. That's what I think it is. Child, label me whatever you want. You do it any daggone way. This is a waste of time. This didn't make any sense at all. It's just a spectacle. And, of course, Black men, you crusty, dusty, rusty, musty, ashy ass bums, because ABCD is the new race. President Trump has repeatedly expressed strong opposition to drag shows, particularly those performed in front of children and members of the LGBTQI+ community serving in the military. The president earlier this year fired the Kennedy Center board, appointed himself chairman, and handpicked members of his own board, slamming previous leadership for allowing drag shows that were specifically targeting our youth at the historic landmark in Washington, D.C. Yunker and Oregon's Democratic caucus did not immediately respond to the Post request for comment. What they gonna say? What they gonna say? Nothing. And whatever he did to stop these to be shown in front of kids. Why would you want a kid? Hold on. Why is it necessary for a kid to see this? They bet not ever, never, ever had his shit in any school that my grandkids go to. I said that. I meant that. I'm going to be there. Because I'm going to be there. Because they don't need to see this. So this is over-sexualization, first of all. It's ABCDism. Child, send them kids to a ballerina class. The girls. Send those boys to baseball camp, football camp. Send them girls to gymnastics. They don't need this shit. I don't need this shit. They most certainly don't need it. But this is okay. Just like when Joy Reid was sitting there fighting that white woman about those nasty ass books that they wanted to that she was pushing to keep into school, while the white woman wanted it out of school because it's not what they should be reading. They should be having these conversations with their daggone parents. But yeah, there's another agenda. You don't need to raise your kid. We'll take care of it. So y'all not raising your kids, and then you allow Democrats, I'm gonna just go ahead and say Democrats, to raise your kid and come up with shit like this, and that's what your kids need to see. And then when something goes wrong with said kid, they never give the parent the responsibility of what happened when they're minors, right? When they're minors, they just say, oh, they'll do whatever. They let them go. You steal a car in Baltimore, they let you go home. You knock over somebody in a robbery, it's okay. They had a hard life, mental health, postpartum depression, child, whatever the excuse is, and never say anything about the parent, hold the parent accountable. And then they freely letting the rest of the world guide their kids to show and do whatever the hell they want to in front of your kids. And you ain't got shit to say about that until unfortunately something happens to them that can't be taken back. Then all of a sudden you want to sue somebody. Might as well get some money from somebody, right? Anyway, moving on. Let's go over here to TP. So we've been talking about Tyler Perry for a few days now, all week last week, right? We already know he's being sued for $260 million by Derek, whatever his name is, Derek Dixon, because he allegedly is upset that Tyler was coming at him. And then yesterday I told y'all Tyler Perry's an idiot for putting himself in this situation, given everything that he has accumulated in his life as a billionaire with a B. Him and Oprah are both billionaires with a B. And like I said previously, they both came from nothing. They both had absolutely nothing. And both of them are billionaires with B's. But don't forget, Black people, it's racism here. And y'all can't get shit because of all this racism. But those two people can become billionaires with B's. Okay? And Steve Harvey can be who he is. He came from nothing. Okay? And what is his name? Ricky Smiley, who said y'all about to be put into chains, came from nothing. Okay? Just want to make sure that we understand how the rules don't apply to them, but it does to y'all. They can make it, but y'all can't because of racism. Okay. So Tyler Perry. Derek, what's his name, said that you was rubbing on his thigh. You gave him a daggone role. What is the show, child? The Oval and the Ruthless, whatever the hell it's called. And then we read the text messages. It sounded like they was in a relationship or situationship. Tyler was trying to F Derek, basically. Doing his best. Doing his best. They was going back and forth for years. Years. Is it a problem with Derek sitting there, playing games with him or whatever while not trying to give up the sugar? Basically, that's what he was doing. If it's right or it's wrong, I don't know, right? Whatever. But that's basically what was going on. But Tyler was trying his best to get all up in that ass. Allegedly. But the bigger jackass in all of this is Tyler Perry, who came from nothing and was able to become a billionaire with a B. Man was able to become a billionaire with a B. Let me say it again in my Dr. Umar. He was able to become a billionaire with a B. Sleeping in his car, homeless, failed, continued, made it, plays, movies, TV shows, bought an army base or something, now has his own studio where he ain't got to ask a whole white man for nothing. He does it all. He's a jack of all trades and a jackass at the same damn time. Because he's willing to risk it all for some man that clearly did not want to be with him in the way that he wanted that man to be with him. But he, Tyler Perry, is the employer, and the person that he's doing this with is an employee. So you risked it all for somebody that ain't even got an nth of what you have. Tyler Perry is a billionaire with a B. Derek is working, like somebody said yesterday, working on Tyler Perry movies or TV shows. So let's just say he's worth $500,000. Does that compare to a billionaire with a B? Does that compare to a billionaire with a B? And you're going to risk it all for this white dude. Remember that. So this is Tyler Perry at the BET Awards the other day. He got something for something. And then he had to make his speech. Okay? Now let's listen and watch the colors.
I want to talk to you about this thing that is happening in this country, and I want you to pay attention to it. Don't miss this. They are removing our books from libraries. They are removing our stories and our history. They are removing our names from government buildings. It's as if someone wants to erase our footprints. Because what we need to understand is that if our children don't know our history, they won't know our power. But the truth of the matter, it's impossible to erase our footprints because we left them on water. What I mean by that is, we were snatched from our homeland, brought across the ocean, and left footprints all the way to America. When they tried to silence a king named King to keep his voice down, it still echoes through generations to generations to generations, because you cannot erase our footprints. They literally took the jewels out of the crowns in our crowns in Africa, put them in their own crowns and in their museums, trying to erase our history, but yet and still, we still rise as kings and queens. They went into Tulsa, Oklahoma, and tried to burn down Black Wall Street, but yes, we are still building businesses, making our way, building companies, becoming CEOs, because we are still building, still leaving footprints. So this is not the time to be silent. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to dig in and keep leaving footprints everywhere you go. I can tell you this. I have made more Black millionaires, hear me when I say this, than any studio in this city combined. Because I'm making footprints.
Yes.
So I don't care if you're struggling, if you're trying to make it, you're trying to build a business. If you have a dream, keep making footprints. Don't let anybody stop you. You can do it. And the last thing I'll say to you is this. Hear me when I say this. Don't let your worry be greater than your faith. I want to talk.
Don't let your worry be greater than your faith. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Oh. Don't let your worry be bigger than your faith, child.
This evening is not over yet. We gentlemen have a surprise for each and every one of you.
Oh,
really, ladies? Did you...
Okay, my bad. It moved on. Sorry about that. All right, that's Facebook. All right, hold on. Sorry about that. Anyway, so you heard what Tyler said, right? Oh, they trying to take stuff away from us. They trying to erase us. Black people stand up. Black people, I made more Black millionaires and billionaires. They trying to take away our stories. They don't want us to be out here. Oh my God. Black people, Black people, Black people, Black people, Black people, Black people, right? All Black, everything Black, 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 right? And yet, you ready to risk it all for the white man. So he said that. Now, I don't know if this stuff came out before or after the BET Awards. I'm not really sure. But the Baller Alert letter definitely came out after all that. It came out after the BET Awards, and it came out after Derek, why do I want to call him Derek Chauvin? Derek Dixon. It came out after that. So again, I have to reference Shannon Sharpe, because when his scandal came out, he gonna get all his money to that white girl. They never want to have a white or a black woman. They never want to marry a black woman. They just want to give all their money all to all the white people. And they get on like a white girl and gotta, quote Kanye in that song. You can get on, you can leave him for a white girl. However it go, right? That ain't right. But with Tyler Perry, who is allegedly, we're gonna say allegedly, ABCD, no news to me. Allegedly. I'm sure no news to many of y'all. Allegedly. That he was probably at least part-time ABCD. That the community is very accepting of that, especially black women, right? It's okay, Tyler. We love you. We accept you. We want to hear everything that you have to say. Ciao. So much so that Divorce Sister, I think is what it's called, Divorce Women Child, whatever that new thing is called, it's #1 on wherever the hell is that. I think it's on Bet Plus, which I don't have it, so I can't watch it. If y'all want to give me your code in order to get up in there, then I'll do it. I'm not paying for that.
This is
not
amazing.
doing it. So that I can review the damn shit, send it to me. If not, I'm not going to do it. I'm not paying for that. But they're supporting still black women, Tyler Perry, even after the just get a man that can pay the light bill. Black women are making more money than black men these days. They like that part, but then said, you go ahead and get with a man because y'all need a man. Get a man that can pay the light bill. We're not settling, Tyler. We don't appreciate that, Tyler. How dare you say that to black women, right? How dare you say that to us? Everything that we do here for everyone. Oh yeah, all them women that were supporting KWN with that androgynous look that they're gonna play for their kids so that they can watch it and they can see it. And then your kids be growing up all confused. And then when y'all, not y'all, you know what I'm saying, wanting your kids to have drag shows in schools, how does that help you with your knowledge for future? How does that help you with knowledge moving forward in life? I'm going to come back to you in a second. Kay, I saw you with the MSD comments. So can we go ahead and say that the MSGs are responsible for the drag queens, Bueller? Because those are men. Those are men. Those are people. What the MSG is going to do about that, child? But back to TP and the Coloreds, who, baller alert, said, we love you, Tyler. We love you. 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 We're going to support you, boo. They so off track as to what the bigger picture is. You're ABCD. We don't care. Child, of course we don't care because we didn't already synced it. Shout out to, what is his name? Walter Hampton that said it 12 years ago. Shout out to his video from yesterday where he just came right out and said Tyler Perry is ABCD. He came right out and said it. So we watched that video yesterday for a second. So where's the line? That's why ABCD is the new race, right? Because it doesn't matter in the community. We can support you if you're ABCD Tyler. We can support you if you are going or you are risking your billionaire status over a white man. And we can ignore the fact that you're basically in a scandal for more money, I think, than Shannon Sharpe. I forget Shannon Sharpe's amount. And you got a lot more to lose than Shannon. But we're going to embrace you. We're going to embrace you because of your struggles with ABCDism. Oh, so that's the line? So the ABCDism is the line. If you ABCD, we'll take you. We'll love you. No matter what, you could do nothing wrong. Especially since all these daggone movies that you wrote for us about us, Tyler, we appreciate you so much because really, in my opinion, Black women are the ones that made Tyler the billionaire that he is. I'm sorry, that's what I think. All the movies are centered around women, about women's struggles, everything that's wrong in the world. We go through so much. We put up with so much. These men do so much. It's not right. It's not fair. Such a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Everything is a fucking struggle. We support you, Tyler. Y'all the ones that made that man a billionaire. And now that he's trying to mess with a white man, y'all ain't got shit to say. But embracing that ABCDism. But if you crusty, dusty, musty, rusty, ashy ass bums do a thing fucking wrong, what is the first thing they're going to say about you? If you don't like them, what they're going to say about you, be careful redacting the chat, please. The first name they're going to call you. It's not boo. It's not sweetie. It's not honey. It's not sexy. It's going to be, you must be A, B, C, D. Or sassy. Yes. So that's acceptable. That's acceptable to call y'all that. But if somebody over here says, I don't want the drag show in the Oregon House of Representatives because it's unnecessary, or I don't want the drag show in the kids' school because it's unnecessary. It's not necessary. We don't need it. And it's more of an over-sexualization of children, which we don't need because we know damn well y'all ain't raising your effing kids, but y'all support that shit. Then when Jenny, the lunch lady, is taking your kid down, your male child, you ain't got nothing to say. Shout out to Melissa Ford. You ain't got shit to say about that. You're not outraged. You're not up in arms with regard to none of that. But then you're over here saying that it's okay for them to see these drag queens, which is how's that gonna help them in the future for life? How does it help them when they got those books that Joy Reid was fighting for to show you how to be ABCD? How does that help? The outrage that some people have don't make no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then where the support is makes no sense whatsoever and goes against so much as far as Black people, and bring back to the colors now, as far as Black people are concerned. It don't make no sense. So let me bring up, my favorite pastor on one of my favorite channels. So this is Wooden. Shout out to Bishop Wooden. This is the Biblical Perspectives video. Shout out to the Biblical Conservative. My bad. Conservative. Bishop Wooden was right about Tyler Perry. Bishop Wooden don't give a damn, and I love it. He gonna tell the truth and shame the devil, and I'm all for that.
Next time, Oprah gonna make another movie. She'll be pushing it. Her, Tyler Perry, all of them. Tyler Perry fooled the whole Black community. He got us to do what RuPaul couldn't get us to do. He got us to do what no one else, and he came up with an ingenious way to do it. He and he alone got Black folks to accept drag. And you know how he did it? He did it through laughter, through humor. He got us to accept drag queens. That's all Medea is a drag queen. So, and you know what he did? He went to churches. He went to church, went to a place where he could go where you could almost guarantee folk ain't gonna be thankful.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I've been drinking.
So that was Tyler Perry dressed up as, I guess, Beyonce, doing a Beyonce rendition, dressed in yellow.
Yeah.
You know, Beyonce represents that African deity, Oshun. So Tyler Perry was dressed up in yellow to shout out Beyonce and her African spirituality and her worship of that goddess Oshun. Tyler Perry dragged the Black church. Bishop Wooden was right about Tyler Perry and what he did to the Black church. Because you have to understand something. I remember going to a Tyler Perry show like 20-some years ago. And we were actually, and it was really marketed to the Black church.
Hold on a second, because I don't want y'all to miss that. Hold on. Stop. Just listen. In case y'all missed it.
beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. No. 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 Oh, no. 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 I refuse. No. Boy, what the fuck?
Oh, gentlemen. I didn't want y'all to miss it in case you didn't see the whole video. I got y'all. Okay, I got y'all. All right. So the question now is, before I let biblical conservatives speak, is would y'all do that? Would y'all do that for Beyonce? All right, let's pick somebody else. Would y'all do that for Jay-Z? Would y'all do that for Nas? Would y'all do that for, I don't know, NKN? Is that dude's name, girl's name, whatever, NKW, child, whatever the hell that person's name was that we just watched a second ago? Would y'all do that? Shout out to Manzad. Oh, I can play it again. It's not a problem. It's not. I am for Straight Panther said he's a flummox. Woo! Lord, help your people. Oh, no. I'm sure he did it for free too. I just have a feeling. I got a feeling that he did it for free. But y'all, let's see. Uncle Rick, shout out to Uncle Rick. He said, I told y'all I don't listen to those people. Their thought processes are messed up. Well, if Beyonce says, because you know, whatever Beyonce says goes. And I love Beyonce. Trust me, I do. But y'all, she ain't nobody's God around here. I don't listen to everything that she got to say either. Okay? But if she bring out Tyler and he come out there trying to be like her, then it has to be acceptable. Because the part also that y'all need to remember, who's doing this is Black men. Okay? Even if they A, B, C, D, it looks negatively on y'all. Shout out to the Negroes. You don't have to be A, B, C, D. Who do you see out here doing this, that they touting, that they pushing, that they want to be seen? A, B, C, D is the new race. It's still another dig at y'all. Where are the women doing this? where are the Black women doing this? Dressing up, trying to be men. I know there are STUDSs out here, but they ain't being touted. That's for damn sure. And if they are, send it to me because I'm not aware, right? It's getting chilly. I must situate my blanket. Where they at? Where those videos at? Where's Beyonce touting them? And that's not me coming for her. I'm just saying, where are the blogs touting them at? I'm just saying.
Tyler Perry knew his audience. Every single movie that Tyler Perry has made has portrayed the Black community, in particular, and Black women specifically, in a certain kind of light. Tyler Perry is an agenda pusher. He's part of that Black triumvirate that I talk about, with the church plant pastors, with the Black civic organizations like NAACP, the Prince Hall Freemasons, the Black Greek letter organizations, the athletes, the media, the politicians, and the entertainers. They all conspire to keep Black people in a permanent state of victimhood. If you look at any Tyler Perry movie, he constantly paints Black people, in particular Black women, as victims. That's his agenda. He has been dispatched. He is a plant himself. He is an industry plant. He is there to keep Black people continuously in a victimhood mindset. That's what he's there to do. And he's used the Black church to do it. It started with him laying hands on TD Jakes. Before we get to the video of Tyler Perry laying hands on TD Jakes, I want to say that we have to be sure that we're not deceived when it comes to our financial future. And one way to do that is to incorporate gold or silver, other precious metals into your retirement.
All right, shout out to you for the sponsorship. But child, oh, TD. After yesterday, were y'all here? If you wasn't here yesterday, you getting demerits, okay? But we watched Oprah and TD talk about at some conference that they was just over to Diddy's to say happy birthday. They weren't there to do anything else. And how them rumors got started, I don't know. Just like the rumors for everybody else. But TD and Oprah had to come out here and say something. Why? Y'all don't ever say nothing to crap like that. When does Oprah come out here and say crap about crap unless she's touting something? I know y'all don't like Oprah. But I'm just saying, nothing. Now all of a sudden, now that TD Jakes ain't at the Potter house no more, he out here, I guess he touring with Oprah, child, I don't know, saying, I just went over to Diddy's to say happy birthday. So y'all couldn't text? So y'all telling me you couldn't have called his ass? You had to go on over there? And you was just innocent. I wasn't there for more than 30 minutes. Child, that whole story sounded crazy. That whole damn soliloquy sounded crazy. But what the hell do I know? All right, let's see. A child, I'm a little concerned as to what we're about to see.
.com/gold or click on a link in the description.
God bless you. It's caught me a little off guard, Bishop. A couple of, what was it, 3 or 4 days ago? 3 or 4 days ago, I called. I was at Manpower and being blessed. Wrote my check out. I said, you know, I didn't have my checkbook when I got to Pastor White's. When I got to a woman that I loosed the night before, and Pastor White said, you know, write a check for $113,000 for those of you who can. Write a check for $113 for Psalms 113. And I wrote a check for $113,000. And I admit, my intention was to just leave the check and bless God. Because, see, I love to give. I've been a giver all my life. And when people have given to you and sown into you, and God has touched them and given you favor, because see, when you have favor, come on, somebody.
Come on, somebody.
See, people that grew up in the Black community know what to say and know how to appeal to the emotions of the church Negroes.
Yes.
So Tyler Perry has taken advantage of church Negroes for decades.
See, they don't understand it where I come from. They don't understand it in Hollywood, but I'm going to tell you something about the blood of Jesus.
Oh, speak on it.
All of my life, you know, my mother, she didn't have much to give me. She didn't have millions of dollars. She didn't have some legacy, but she had Jesus. And she taught me about that God. So I didn't even know that he was trying to build this youth center. I didn't even know it, but I know how important the youth are. So we were sitting in the service, and I leaned up toward him, and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million. So when you got up here and you said $1 million, I said, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know I heard your voice. Hey!
Bishop Jakes was clapping when he heard that $1 million.
Oh, child. And then they bust out with the tongues. Woo, they got them. You bust out with the tongues.
This is amazing.
You got them. Shout out to Amanize. She said, always bragging about giving to those who got it. I feel like he's bragging a little bit as far as I'm concerned. That's what I'm hearing right now. I think he's being braggadocious. But, you know, whatever. Go on, child.
I'm going to tell you right now, when you hear the voice of God, you move. Don't worry about what nobody says to you. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about your enemy. Don't worry about your hater. He will bless you.
Yeah.
He will lift you. He will get...
Praise the Lord. He got that act down, don't he?
Sometimes you spend too much time worried about your haters. You spend too much time worried about people talking about you. But what you need to understand is that the Bible says in order for you to be blessed, your haters have to be present. How do I know that? The book of Psalms says he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So in order for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his hair.
Shouldn't I be going the other way around? All right, my bad, my bad.
God, I thank you for your blessings.
You run to Jake's for refuge. You run to Benny Hill and all these other fellas, Benny Hinn, and you feel like you in a godly atmosphere. Like Tyler Perry, a cross-dresser, lay hands on Jake, and he's supposed to be a man of God in the spirit. My Lord.
Keep calling them out, whoever this is. Y'all, this is not funny at all, child. This is not funny at all. Shout out to Uncle Rick. Appreciate you. He said both of them up there with creamy. Goodbye, sir. Hashtag braggart. Stop this. Stop this. Shout out to this man right here. My pastor would never.
To Jake's for refuge. You run to Benny Hill and all these other fellas, Benny Hinn, and you feel like you in a godly atmosphere. Like Tyler Perry, a cross-dresser, lay hands on Jake, and he's supposed to be a man of God in the spirit. My Lord. Tyler Perry got his hands on him, and he laying there with the cameras on him. An abomination, laying his hands on a false prophet.
That's right. Go ahead, man.
Well, he's a Christian. He ain't no Christian.
No.
How he a Christian and his mouth is so foul, cussing as some Medea.
That's right.
Cussing at will. Cussing at will. A Christ-like man don't dress like a woman.
That's right.
A Christ-like man don't dress like a woman. A Christ-like man don't dress like a woman.
Go ahead.
Say it again. Take the next time. Oprah gonna make another movie. She'll be pushing it.
All right, hold on. So that is Pastor Gino. I think I've heard of him before. Let me give him his props. Because you know you're not allowed to go against the agenda, because then that means you're allegedly homophobic. You can't go against none of that. That look crazy. I'm sorry, that look crazy. Child, you the pastor. It's not even like you had another pastor come and do that to you. It's Tyler effing Perry. But all you gotta do is, yes, Lord, quote the same old John 3:16, a quote that everybody know, and everybody's, oh, yes, sir.
Her, Tyler Perry, all of them. Tyler Perry fooled the whole black community. He got us to do what RuPaul couldn't get us to do. He got us to do what no one else, and he came up with an ingenious way to do it. He and he alone got black folk to accept drag. And you know how he did it? He did it through laughter, through humor. He got us to accept drag queens. That's all Medea is a drag queen. So, and you know what he did? He went to churches. He went to churches, went to a place where he could go where you could almost guarantee folk ain't gonna be thinking. There won't reason though. Won't nobody say, wait a minute, this man can't find an overweight black woman? What? There won't reason though. Won't nobody say, wait a minute, this man can't find an overweight black woman?
Child. Did you hear what he said? He said this man can't find an overweight black woman. No, he don't want to find one. He just wants them overweight black women and those that aren't to come and support this show so he can continue to be a billionaire and then take them billions made off of the backs of black women and take it over to that white man that he was trying to take down while telling y'all at the BET Awards that white supremacy, let me just go ahead and just put it down to what it is in the simplest form, that racism and white supremacy is hurting all you Negroes and you can't do shit because of it. Now keep giving me the money, keep supporting my shit, make sure divorced women is number one, straw stays number one so I can continue to get money in my pocket. Baller Alert, continue to say how much you love me and you're going to accept my ABCD-ness while I continue to go on to the next daggone white man. And shout out to Pastor, what did y'all say? Gino Jennings and Wooden for not backing down. And I'm not even trying to say that I'm coming for Tyler Perry. I'm not. Listen, if the grift works, then work it, okay? Because if the alleged grift with Umar works, because shout out to RBN if he is or isn't still here. Coloreds love to be fucking scammed. It's Sunday, forgive me, Lord, okay? Coloreds love to be scammed. And there's two right the fuck there. Sorry, y'all. Shout out to Tyler Perry. But I guess if he said he giving money to child TD Jakes, then that's good. And I'm not saying that he's never done anything nice for anyone, for the community, for the ATL or wherever the hell it is that he's been. I'm not saying that he hasn't helped anyone. But what I want to understand is colors, blacks, ebonies. When you say that all this racism is keeping you from doing everything and it's not right, it's not fair, and you got all this smoke for Shannon fucking Sharp because he chose a younger white woman to spend his time with and trick his money on, I'm a little confused as to why you don't see that with regard to Tyler Perry, who has a lot more to lose since he is the fucking employer for that employee. That's letting me know that there's something that's not working up in here. Something ain't working up in here. Or you just choose to ignore it as long as it's an ABCD black man. And then when some black man that's not ABCD does something you don't like, then you can quickly call them ABCD. And then the ABCDs don't have no problem with that when they use that as a derogatory term to other black men. How come that don't happen? I just be thinking. Shout out to Zeroic, a member for 13 months. I see you, boo. Thank you so much. He said, a Christ-like man don't dress like a woman. Shout out to Gino. That right there is the hook of a song. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. Shout out to everyone that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new.
To play that part, you can't find a fat sister in the black church? You got to pretend to be her. You can look at it, you can blindfold yourself and look in her direction and find a Medea. But through laughter, we let our guard down and made him a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And made him a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And through the devil learning how to manipulate our emotions and make us feel something, and we're beginning to put our color ahead of our religion.
Tyler Perry was used to push an agenda.
Put the color before the religion. What? Hold on. Let me go back. Let me shout out to Wooden. Shout out to Wooden. You trying to tell me that you can't find a fat black woman in church? And let me say, I don't think I'm skinny, y'all. I don't think I'm skinny by any means of the word. But I'm just saying, he ain't lying. You ain't even got to go to the church. You go to that statue down there, or that used to be there in New York in Times Square. I'm just saying.
Made him a billionaire. And made him a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And through the devil learning how to manipulate our emotions and make us feel something, and we're beginning to put our color ahead of our religion.
Tyler Perry was used to push an agenda. It goes back to what I've been saying for a long time. The two main things they're trying to push in the black community, and black churches in particular, the quote unquote black church, is African spirituality, and they're trying to queer the black church. Tyler Perry was the forerunner, the harbinger essentially for that. He was the test case, kind of like what they did with COVID, to see what you would accept. And so people accepted drag. So why do you think they always use black people to push their debauchery, to push the most degenerate things? Because they know a lot of people will accept it. And they know black people will accept it. Because they know that we are, by and large, black people are led by their emotions, led by your feelings, and not by the word of God, and not by just some sense or some reason. And so that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we know Tyler Perry has been accused of some things. I'm not going to go into those things. Those, we have to see where that plays out in terms of the legitimacy of those allegations. But Tyler Perry was used to drag the black church.
play on words there. Shout out to the biblical conservative. Let me drop this if you want to go follow him. Let me see. There it is. It'll take you to this video and then you can follow him. Shout out to him. Let me like this video. Child. Oh, I hate when people say something is a plant because I just feel like there's so many freaking obvious whatever examples in front of us, all of us, colors. We just ignore it. Just ignore it. And like Wooden said, because of emotions and how you feel, you just don't want to acknowledge what it is. Because you know what? That would be the hard work. In order to change, that would be work. Hard work. No pun intended, right? And a lot of people don't want to do no work. They just want to go along with the get along. Shout out to Kwame Brown, because it's just easier. And then be putting yourself in a bad situation and then blaming white people for it. I'm just saying, you know, because everything is racist. Shout out to Dane C. Appreciate you. He said Eddie, Martin, Jamie, Wesley did drag as well.
This is amazing.
So yeah, so did Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, Wesley Snipes, and Eddie Murphy. Yeah, because he did Respucia. I don't disagree. I'm not saying that everyone that does it is. That's not my message. Maybe I'm confusing you, Dane C. Here's the message. One, you can't say that this is not even about really at the end of the day being gay. I'm just saying that there definitely is some sort of something going on. As far as Tyler Perry is concerned and how the community is handling it, they can, for some reason, absolve him, support him, and embrace him, and forget about the fact that he's about to trick off, allegedly, his money as a billionaire that Black women made him popular from on a white man. Shannon Sharp is not even a billionaire. Not that the money matters. Tricking his money off on a young white girl. All hell has broken loose about what he has done, how wrong he is. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. If Tyler Perry definitely used Medea to get his self off. I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. He definitely used that because in that character, like I said yesterday, most of us Black people, Generation X in particular, and even baby boomers can see our grandmother in that in some way, shape, or form. You can see your grandmother in it. But if you think about the Black church and what they believe in, they shouldn't be going along with it. More hypocrisy. More hypocrisy. So in other words, it's more important for you to go along with what everybody else is doing, that following along, which is something that my family taught me. You're not a follower, you are a leader. You know that saying, if everybody jump off of the damn bridge, are you going to jump off the damn bridge too? I don't know how many times I've ever heard that in my life. So I'd like to think that I am a leader because I don't follow MFers, okay? If it don't make sense, I'm not doing it. Just like this, you're supposed to love all things. I don't do that. And that's why enough people don't care for me. I don't give a damn about that. I'm not here to be liked. I know this is a tough message for some people to hear. If that's what them people had to do, that's on them to figure out later on in their life, whatever the case may be. But when we talking about Black people and religion, like real religion, Wooden is the person that Black people should be listening to. That mess just now with right here with Tyler Perry and putting his hands on Pastor T.G. Jakes, he ain't even a fucking pastor. What are we doing right now? He ain't even, that's not his type of time. He's a freaking actor, director, blah, 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 whatever the hell it is he doing. But let's get some money. Let's be sure that Tyler gonna give us some money. That's what I think, allegedly. That's what I think, allegedly. In all this ABCDism, we're supposed to be accepting it, y'all. That's why I have the title the way that it is, because we're supposed to be accepting it. And you say something against it, then there's something wrong with you. You ain't doing right. You ain't doing right by colors. You got TP up there at the BET Awards talking about all this fucking racism. Because again, that's what that amounted to. And he tricking off on a white man. And no colors have no problem with that. But then one would be wondering why I just don't go along with what any colored person says, or even like what Anton says, that I'm supposed to go along with you just because you black. I'm thinking no, because you ain't got no sense. I don't give a damn what color you are. I ain't got time for no nonsense fools that gonna get themselves hemmed up into foolishness. Medea worked for the community to get that man where he is. He's so blackety black. And yet he wanted some of them white cheeks. And that's the only one that we know of. I was going to bring up Christian Keys again, but I'm going to let that go for now. I'm going to let Christian go for this episode because we already over 2 hours and I'm not trying to be here all day. No shade. A lot of hypocrisy. And then at the end of the day, which I'm just realizing as we sit here talking about it, it's going against black men yet again, as usual. Because again, you ain't seeing no black women up here dragging at the Oregon House of Representative meeting. No, none of that. That's acceptable though. I don't know. Dane says, talking about a religion forced on us by slave masters. I think that people should be believing in something. Because there's a lot of people that don't believe in shit and they out here doing whatever the heck it is that they want to do. You don't have to go to church. You don't have to, but there's 1,000,001 religions. I just feel like people should be believing in something as opposed to just being out here led by whatever, TV, movies, blogs, to have something to focus on when you're all over the place. Because we know colors is not going to go to counseling, see a counselor, a doctor, get some medicine and deal with their actual issues. They'll just get on TikTok and run off at the mouth. Or go watch a Tyler Perry movie and that'll be the answer to everything. And then when Tyler says, oh, you should go ahead and let the man pay the light bill because y'all making so much money. And then they mad. And then he makes a movie like Straw, and it's kind of half and half. You know our struggles, child. That's y'all's struggles. That's y'all's struggles. Because that's how you choose to live your life. Well, maybe if you really truly did listen to the church that I know most of us grew up in and followed those rules and principles, then maybe your shitty ass life wouldn't be so fucking shitty right about now. How about that? How about maybe you stop going along with fucking political agendas and stop freaking listening to blogs and stop listening to people because you're trying to come up off of whatever you're trying to come up off of and listening to them with saying that it's white people and white supremacy that's keeping you from shit. There are people that's a fucking billionaire that came from nothing telling you colors that you can't do shit because of fucking white people. How do you even hear that and listen to it and then continue to support it? Same thing with fucking, child, the ones I named before, child. Rolly Roll, a tether. Joy Reid, a tether. Still listen to the fucking NAACP. What the fuck are they doing for any of us, honestly? Still out here talking about Black Lives Matter, but then when you talk about what's going on in some of these fucking cities with black people hurting black people, nobody want to talk about that. You're just a white supremacist. Fine, then I'll be a fucking white supremacist, child. Don't say that you want a change and you want something to change or you want something to be different and you continue to do the same shit over and over and over again. Wash, rinse, fucking repeat. It don't make sense. Still listening to fucking Al Sharpton at this point in life? You listening to Jamal Bryant? That man then allegedly had kids outside of his fucking marriage, had affairs allegedly outside of his fucking marriage, and they still letting him be in charge of a church, and they still going to it? I can't go to a church like that. He ain't got shit that he can say to me. It ain't got nothing to do with somebody being perfect. But child, you at least got to act like you living by the fucking principles of what you allegedly are teaching other people. And in my opinion, allegedly, he ain't. He still fill that bitch up with a bunch of fucking bitches. Sorry, Lord, forgive me.
Take me to the king. Truth is, I'm tired.
And now he's getting into the political arena. Clearly, that's where he's headed, to continue to line his pockets. But no one can seem to see that. But you got every fucking thing to say about Donald Trump, and he ain't no fucking innocent to me. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. But y'all can point out every fucking thing that Donald Trump does to line his pockets or his friends' pockets or anything like that. But the people that are in front of your fucking face that are affecting you, that y'all are listening to, not necessarily y'all, but you don't see their fucking agenda. Don't go to Target. Fine, don't go to Target. Sell your stock in Target and do what with it thereafter? So after you sell it, then what you gonna do with that money? What, is he offering some financial literacy classes? Because let's we not act like it's not necessary and needed. Just because you think it don't make it true. There's too much of people thinking that as long as I say it, then it got to be the fucking truth and don't want to acknowledge anything that's actually true. Melody just talked about statistics. If Black people see something that they don't like the statistic for, then they'll ignore it and say it's not true. High hurt, high HIV, high STI, STD, the most debt, the highest evicted, lowest income, whatever. That's not true. You don't know. Oh, okay. So we just ignore it whenever we feel like it, right? That's why the community is not going to change. Ain't going to get nowhere. All this generational wealth, child, that's just talk. That's just shit to say on the fucking internet. Because ain't no real trying to get to nothing if you can't even see where the issues are and the mistakes are and make some changes, acknowledge that there's a fucking issue. How can you ever stop being a DRUG addict if you don't admit that you have a problem? How can you ever stop being an alcoholic? How can you ever stop being an alcoholic if you can't admit that you have a damn problem? If you're dumb, you're dumb. Just say you're dumb. There's a lot of dummies around here. I'm just saying. I ain't got time. This is shit that's out here. Ain't shit that I have made up. This is why I like having videos. There's other people that can sit here and talk, and trust me, y'all, I can sit here and talk. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use what the words that these people are saying and say, what the fuck? And y'all know damn well. Just like Anton said and showed us in one of his episodes when he called his mother, talking about Black people technically should be conservative. You got Negroes out here supporting abortion like it was going out of fucking style. You got Cam in the fucking starting her damn race or whatever the fuck you want to call her campaign in the AB clinic thinking she doing the damn thing. And then turn around when she loses saying, we don't understand why she lost. Because you playing in our faces and some of us is tired of that bullshit. Ain't nobody asked for no Roe v. fucking Wade. Don't you blaming Donald Trump for the loss of Roe v. Wade while it was fucking Biden that was the fucking president. Oh, well, he's the one that put the justices in. Then blame the fucking justices. Don't blame him because when Obama could have changed that fucking Supreme Court, he didn't push. He didn't push to do it. McConnell said, fuck that nigga. He can't even think now. He probably couldn't think then. Over here listening to all these racists, allegedly. They want to tell us what we need to do. I don't need none of these niggas to tell me to do shit. I'll figure it the fuck out for myself. And if you can't, whoever, I ain't talking about nobody in particular, and your shit continues to be shit, then blame yourself for all that shit. Because if you want to listen to these people who do not have your best interest at heart, who don't know what the fuck they talking about, who got their own fucking agenda to make more money and get more notoriety the same way as Donald Trump does and is and will do, but you can't acknowledge it for anybody that's Black just because they Black, that's on you. I ain't got no empathy. I ain't got no sympathy for none of y'all. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. Thank you so much, Will Quill. He said, pro-Black plan. Step 1, complain. Step 2, nothing. And step 3, profit. Let me go ahead and do this one more before we go. Oh shit, did I get rid of it? Hold on. Nope, it's right here. Speaking of Passa Jamal Bryant, then I'm done. Cause child, I got shit to do. I really don't. I'm just tired. So this is from Ben Bergquam. I think he's the reporter in here, right? You got to see this one. So they tried now Jesse Jackson. Child, no shade. Jesse Jackson needs to just ride it on out, okay? Now, I'm not saying that he had anything to do with this.
This is amazing.
I'm not saying that he had anything to do with this because this is on Rainbow Coalition time, and that is his organization. But Jesse Jackson has got some issues in his older age. I don't even think he can barely talk. But they tried it on out here. And this is Jamal Bryant, if you can't see in the middle. I don't know if I can make this bigger. Hold on. Ooh, I guess I can. Holding his hand like he's a damn child. Jamal Bryant, shouldn't he be somewhere in church teaching someone about the Lord? I don't know. He out here now all of a sudden in these streets. All of a sudden. He was on that TV show, if I'm not mistaken, one of the housewives with his ex-wife, whatever her name was, getting the notoriety from that. Then the church. And now this. Shout out to Zarok. I appreciate you. He said, I once said that an angel gets their wings when Miss Shawn laughs. And it's true, but they definitely do when she ran. You better preach, Queen. Thank you so much. I remember y'all did used to say that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, hon. Shout out to all of y'all still hanging up in here. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Let's listen to this foolishness. It says, why is Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Coalition supporting illegal aliens that take Black jobs?
Yes. I understand the boycott against Target, against DEI, but why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens if illegal aliens disproportionately affect the Black community jobs?
Say it one more time.
Why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens when illegal aliens disproportionately negatively affect the Black community?
That's not true.
It is true. They take jobs, right? But they take your jobs. Legal.
Let me offer.
Nothing.
Thank you so much for coming out today.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
This is the Rainbow Push Annual Conference.
I mean, if you want to support Black jobs, you don't support illegal aliens coming in and undercutting Black jobs. It doesn't make sense, though, right? I mean,
Playing fields.
it just doesn't make sense.
The comedian, Christian comedian, move on with Darius Brooks, and uplifted by Jacqueline.
No answer to the question, but that anybody involved with this,
free admission.
and I'll answer the question for you, because it doesn't matter about Black jobs. This is about raising money for their coalition. They don't actually do things to support the Black community, because if they did, they'd be working to stop Black on Black violence. But what they want to do is continue DEI, continue making excuses, continue victim mentality instead of setting people free. That's what that is. To the point where they're praying to the Holy Spirit for abortion, for homosexuality, and for illegal aliens. You talk about deception. The devil is the deceiver, and he has deceived this group of people, sadly. Pray for them in Jesus' name. Sir?
Yes.
Wow, white man, you can't talk like that. Who is this white man? Who said that he come through and say anything like that? That sounds a bit racist to me. Child.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't Black.
The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
I'm trying to understand where why that dude didn't answer the question. Let me make this bigger pause. Hold on. Woo. Okay, I gotta make it a little smaller.
Sir?
Yes.
I understand.
Okay. What's the median age here? What is the median age here? Shout out to Grape Tea News. So if you're going to use people that are using tactics way back from 1940s and 50s, in 2025, the odds are it's not going to work. The odds are that's just not going to work. Ain't nobody trying to live. Who listening to these people, Bueller? Who is listening to these people, Bueller? So any Gen Z still here? Do y'all even know who any of these people are? Not boomers and millennials. Goodbye, sir. Who listening to these people? Who? But Jamal Bryant is making sure that he gets his ass on out here, ain't he? Holding Jesse's hand. Did you see Jesse trying to lift his hand, y'all? This is not me making fun of Jesse Jackson. I have no disrespect at all for Jesse Jackson, okay? But there's nothing at this point that this man is going to be able to do, in my opinion. He needs to just enjoy the rest of his life. They trotting his ass out here. They trotting his ass on out here for the op, for the View, and because it's Rainbow Coalition. Child, hand that shit over to somebody else.
This is amazing.
Hand that shit over to somebody else so that they can be the face of it. You need to do that now. I don't know if it's your kid. I don't know if it's your grandkid, but it's time to push it on over, preferably to somebody younger, and then let them reorganize it to try to reach younger people. This is not going to reach no younger people, y'all. I could be wrong, but I'm feeling like I'm not. So what is the point of this? Like the dude just said, is to raise some money, to look like you're doing something, and everything stays the same. Wash, rinse, repeat. Thank you, Dane. He said working in fields and mopping floors are Black jobs. I don't know about what Black jobs are, but if we're at the bottom of everything, which we are, I mean, are we going to lie and act like that's not true, Bueller? Would you like to say that that's a lie, Bueller? So are we on the upper echelon of jobs, or are we lower? I just want to know if I'm on that or not. So if illegal aliens come here, which they're here, and they go out here and they will say that they will work for a job that typically pays $10, they'll work for $8. Who do you think they're going to choose? Who? I mean, Dane, like obviously they can't work in probably corporate America. Like obviously they can't work there because they're going to need to be legal, allegedly, from what I understand, to work there. So it's going to be lower paying jobs where they're going to probably take whatever, anybody, however. They might even be there. Let's not act like they're not jobs that pay under the table, that ain't even reporting the income. So if they can get somebody that's going to do the job and not complain, because come on, were we going to tell the truth today, or are we going to be in our feelings? That's not going to complain, that's going to come to work, that's not going to be late, that's not going to leave early, and then pay them less? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I know it's funny when Bernie Mac says it. Oh, when we go on break, we break. But when I say it, it's an issue, right? Okay, whatever. I'm not saying that he's completely right, meaning the guy that said this, but these people came out here, meaning this whole group of Black people from the Rainbow Coalition, to have this meeting or whatever this is, to answer questions. The man asked a question. Listen to the man as you see Jamal Bryant turning around because he wasn't going to answer that question. He wasn't going to answer that question. He going to let that other dude do it. Then he come up here and say that again. Say that again.
And the boycott against Target, against DEI. Yes. But why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens if illegal aliens disproportionately affect the Black community jobs?
Say that one more time.
Why is the Rainbow...
Say that one more time. Shouldn't he be ready? Shouldn't he be ready to answer that question? Then he just says, that's not true, and moves on with no explanation. This is the best we got from the Rainbow Coalition after all these years, whoever the hell that man is. I know they wasn't thinking that Jesse wasn't answering. And you see Jamal said, look in the back because his ass wasn't going to answer it. But you start talking about DEI, he going to pop up real quick, right? I'm just saying. Anyway, child, whatever. That man is racist. Let's just push it off on racist and racism, because that's the easiest way to do everything, just to blame somebody else. You're not responsible for anything in your life. Everybody's supposed to help you whenever, however. And I don't know how the hell anybody think they ever gonna get rich if you depending on somebody else to do it. Oh yeah, they want you crusty, dusty musties to come through and marry them and give them all your money. Okay. And then they can go ahead and do whatever it is that they want.
This is amazing.
I'm just saying. Shout out to Trini, said immigrant gang. He may be racist. I'm not condemning. He might be racist. I don't know that, like I don't know how he can say all that. He don't look like he's, it look like he might be an immigrant himself, honestly. He's something, in my opinion. But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. If we're going to act like that Black people don't have issues with regard to income and getting jobs and getting sustainable jobs and getting the right pay, then everybody can go to hell. Okay, we're not going to just all of a sudden just try to act like that shit's not true. You can be mad at the term Black jobs all you want to. We can sit up here and get mad at stupid shit that don't matter, or put our head to the fucking ground and get information from people that's willing to give up the fucking information in order to get to where the hell it is that we need to be, or keep being in our fucking feelings, listening to fucking Jamal Bryant tell you that you need to be worried about white supremacy, or even Tyler Perry worrying about all the white supremacy and all the Black shit, while going for Jamal going for money for show. But it's okay for him, but it's not okay for Donald Trump. Or the other one telling you about all the white supremacy and all the racism while he over here trying to get ass from a white man off the blacks of Black women who supported his ass and made his ass a billionaire. But y'all, what the hell do I know? Like I always say, that's just my 2 cents in my opinion. But that's it. That's all. I'm done. 2 hours and 35 minutes. And we just might do it again tomorrow. We'll see. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everyone that donated today. Shout out to all the mods. I see you. I appreciate you. Zeroic said about doing a members only. I might try to do members only, and maybe sometime this week. Maybe at lunch. Maybe I'll do it for lunch. We do lunch on Wednesday this week. Okay. I'm not going to be on Wednesday afternoon, so definitely will be at lunch. We'll see what happens. All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Let's go out with this one.
Slaves built the pyramids. Slaves built the Parthenon. Slaves built America. Slaves, this is your song. Thank you. Slaves. Thank you. Slaves. Thank you. Slaves. This is your song, thank you.